I've carried this with me ever since, and what I have started doing is scanning the pages and putting them online for anyone else learning about clothing.
I understand promoting the process to build up some hype, but now I just am also kind of like, all right, where's the product though?
Where you at,
Cenat's fashion journey is pathetic.
What's poppin', y'all? Cenat has finally come back to explain this journal he's been walking around with for the past several months, and he says the following. I never really got to explain this journal clearly, so I'm going to start being transparent. He's already been too transparent. This journal was gifted to me in October of last year when I started to learn how clothes are made. October. It's March 1st. Which means that, what is that? Less than 6 months. Less than 6 months. This guy's been walking around this guy's been on his fashion journey for less than 6 months. Virgil Abloh and Kanye West spent like a year interning. And this was after they already had fashion experience. Virgil was an architect, went to college for that. So he had elements of design already in him. And Cenat's walking around here, and he's been doing this for less than 6 months. Oh my goodness. This is, it's like, I don't want to hate on Cenat, but it's like, dog, do you realize how detached you are? But anyway, he says, I decided to document everything I've been learning by writing and putting Polaroids in it. I've carried this with me ever since, and what I have started doing is scanning the pages and putting them online for anyone else learning about clothing.
You know what's crazy? Niggas hating, but they finna buy his shit. I'm curious to see what price point Cenat puts his shit at. Mark my words, come back to this video and tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I see how Cenat be dressing. That nigga's taste is not like cheap. Like he's not, and I'm not dissing anybody that shops at Zoomies or PacSun or some shit like that. But the way Cenat be dressing and the things that he be putting together, that nigga has expensive taste. Like he's putting high quality things and he's promoting this on some like high fashion shit. I guarantee you that nigga shit's gonna be hundreds of dollars for t-shirts and $200 for hoodies. I promise you that shit's not gonna be cheap. And that is gonna, I bet that's gonna be the new like point at Cenat and be mad, because I know most of his demographic are like kids, but I promise you he's not making this clothes for his demographic. He's making this for his celebrity friends that he could put onto his celebrities friends, and you know he'll wear it, and you know people will buy it. I think it'll be popular, and I think it'll be dope. Mind you, I'm not here saying that I'm going to be mad that if he makes it expensive. But mark my words, that's going to be the next controversy. That's going to be the next controversy. Cenat drops his clothing brand and it's expensive as fuck. Everyone's going to be mad. The internet's going to go into a whole frenzy about it. I promise.
Grateful for who I've met and what I'm continuously learning. I feel like I need to share it with you guys. No, you don't. You need to share it with us. This is oversharing. So I actually went to the website and I signed in and I started opening this journal. So just in the first couple of pages, like you see him talking about the journey, right? And
y'all feel like that's selling out?
All of these different, like a journal gifted to me
man.
as I was going around to different factories in Italy, learn.
How could you say it's a sellout? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that's selling out, because it's like selling out to what? Bro dominated the streaming space. He's still gonna fucking stream. Cenat's not gonna quit streaming. He's gonna come back and stream. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who is he selling out to? I don't think that's selling out, bro. I just think he's doing what he wants to do, and he likes clothes, clearly. I don't think he's selling out, bro. Why should he not though? I mean, if it's less than 500, then who cares? He should do what he wants. Yeah, I feel like he should do what he wants. I'm not mad at it. It'll be cool if he has some cheap options on his, like the expensive shit, and then maybe he has some cheap options so that people that can't afford the expensive shit, can grab something too. But I don't think it's selling out though.
And gaining as much knowledge as possible. I really wanted a videographer to document the journey by recording on camera, but I didn't have them with me yet. So here's me documenting everything with the journal and photos. Like this could have been a TikTok of a girl going to some Italian factories for the first time in her life, because that's what this is. So October 11th, the first print out of some of the first collection before launch. Brief ideas. A lot of these items I like a lot. Some of them still need work. A lot of these are not confirmed. So he's just teasing this Vivette thing. And the reason why I find this so, it's kind of dumb too, is because imagine the Carter documentary, right? So for those of you that are a little bit older, or a little bit younger, I should say, there was a documentary called The Carter that was released in 2009. And it was released after The Carter 3. So a lot of it was the making of The Carter 3. And The Carter 3 ended up being the most successful album at that point in his career. Maybe, I mean, it won Grammy for Best Rap Album and a lot of other awards. I think it was the one that sold 1 million first week, or was that The Carter 4? I think it was.
No, it was Carter 3.
Anyway, it was one of the best-selling albums. First week. Yeah, it sold over 1 million copies first week. So it went platinum first week, not the fake platinum with these putting a hit on. And there were also a lot of leaks involved, but it shows the entire process. Now, when did I say it released? 2009. The Carter 3 released in 2008. This was filmed during that process, but was it teased? No. Was it released? No. And why not? Because they wanted to wait and see what the hell happened with the Carter 3. If the Carter 3 sold 20K first week, and it was a massive flop and everybody thought it was trash and there was no hit and there was no lollipop and there was nothing.
This is kind of a good point. I feel like he's low-key rolling shit out backwards. He needs to give us the damn product. Where's the product? This nigga has been selling us this book, and he's not even selling us the book. I thought he was gonna sell us the book. He's been promoting this book. Nigga, give us some clothes. I'll say that. That's the only hating thing I will say. Give us the clothes, bro. Drop the clothes. Before we get back into the video, if you're in need of some easy, free money, there's this app called Free Cash where they pay you money to play their video games. If you click the link in the description or scan my QR code on the screen, you'll be able to download the app and choose which games you want to play that are actually fun to make easy, free money, bro. These apps are paying people to test out their games, so that's just how the system works, so you can make this free easy money. I'll show you guys right here. Plenty of people are telling me they're making an easy 5, 10, 20, some even hundreds of dollars extra a month. It's all transparent, it's not a scam, and they really do pay you the money through methods like PayPal, gift cards, whatever you need to cash out, they got you. So if you need the extra money and you like video games, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen and get yourself some free extra money. Let's get right back into the video.
Because keep in mind, the Carter 3 had to get remade because the original Carter 3 just leaked. So much stuff ended up leaking. So Wayne was just like, all right, let's get back in. And it's a great documentary. Like, if you like Lil Wayne, you've probably seen it if you're a little bit older. But if you're a fan of Lil Wayne, I really suggest you watch this because you get an insight into the work ethic of somebody like a Lil Wayne. Keep in mind, Lil Wayne was already rapping for 20 plus years before he did this documentary. Anyway, with that being said, this is like Cenat releasing a documentary before the clothing didn't even drop. The album didn't drop. So imagine the Carter documentary comes out before the Carter album comes out. You're looking at it like, dog, what the hell is this? And then if it flops too, because with Cenat, the clothing hasn't even released. There hasn't been a single collection. He hasn't sold a single item yet. And we haven't seen what.
Told y'all, Berto trying to cop that Cenat merch. Bro, if the shit is hard, I will buy it. Y'all know me. I am not shy of spending money. One of my guilty pleasures is I like to spend money on nice things. So if the shit is hard, yes, I will buy some. The only way I won't be buying it is if that shit's like Balenciaga prices, like my nigga Peg was saying. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on fucking Cenat Whereyouatberto or whatever the fuck it's called. Respectfully. Don't care if that shit's the hardest thing in the world. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I have morals. I'm down to pay $100 for a t-shirt, maybe a couple $100 on a hoodie, but I'm not going rent on hoodie though. Don't care. Not going, I can't. I don't know at what stage in my life or career, no matter how rich I get, I don't think I could ever justify spending rent money on hoodie, bro. Thousands of dollars? Nah, can't. Can't.
The temperature check is, and the general public's thoughts on him as a designer and the clothing that he's produced. So the fact that he's putting this out, it just feels so like self-centered, and he wants to skip the process. And Rocky even pointed this out in a clip that when he was doing the interview with academics, and he was saying like, yo, come holla at me. Like, you don't got to show everybody the process, because people don't care about the process unless the result is something successful. Like, do you want to see some bum train every single day that's never going to make it to the NBA, right? Like, you want to see, oh, wait, this person went through the D League, and then he played overseas for 2 years, and then he was in China for a year, and then he was in Lithuania, and then he made it to the NBA, and then now he dropped a documentary of him and his process that he had to go through. That's cool, because you know, like, oh, whoa, we're going from here, and we're ending at the top. Same thing with like a LaMelo Ball. Like, we followed that in real time, but that's because they were just on social media. And LaMelo Ball wasn't even young enough to get drafted at that time.
Trust me,
what they were doing with LaMelo and LiAngelo by like sending him, I think, 1 year in Lithuania, 1 year in Australia. That was really cool. And actually, if a documentary comes out about that, that would be really entertaining and really cool. But with a Kai Cenat, you're not even at the destination yet. And this is where I think it's just this influencer, streamer, oversharing ideology. And frankly, I'm going to show you guys a graph right now. Kai Cenat, this is, for those of you, it's a Dunning-Kruger effect graph. But basically, the x-axis is how good you are at something. Also, and then the y-axis is how confident you are about something. So, and it's also time as well. So, for example, early on, everything seems kind of easy. You're like, yo, that's light work. I could do that. And then you start, and it's kind of, and then you hit the valley of despair, which is when you realize, yo, this is way.
I don't think he's hating on Kai. I think he's making some good points. I don't think what he's saying is that Kai's shit sucks or that he's not going about it. I think what he's really trying to say is like, he's showing so much of the process for something we don't have the product to, which it's like, I understand promoting the process to build up some hype, but now I just am also kind of like, all right, where's the product though? It feels like, it almost feels like the product is this book. He's been promoting this book. Like, it almost feels like the first thing that's going to be sold is this book. At least that's how this like rollout has been feeling. That's the whole point. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. If that's the whole point, then shit, he's doing a great job. But I thought nigga was selling clothes. But again, I don't know.
Harder than I thought. It's like rapping, right? Especially when you hear rappers that sound like they make it look easy. You're like, yo, rapping must be easy. Making music must be easy. You go in there, you try to make a song. Let's say you even have the beat ready, you have an engineer, and it sounds like trash.
And I think another thing that Yasin is saying here, y'all not picking up, like, Kai has all the resources to make a great product no matter what, most likely. But the point is like, he's going so hard trying to prove to us that he is like dedicated to this clothes thing versus like everyone else that is dedicated to this clothes thing. Like, he's going high fashion designers type vibes. He's not going, like, for example, I'm working on a clothing brand right now. And you know, me and Dio are working on a clothing brand right now that we want to bring to y'all. But I'm not out here trying to like be like, yo, we are in the fucking factories, sewing machines, and you know, like, yeah, no, we're taking our time and we're coming up with ideas and trying to make sure that it's quality. But this nigga Kai is like trying to make it seem like he's on some Kanye West type shit. And maybe he is, but Kanye West has been building his clothing line for years. Virgil has been building his clothing lines for years. You know what I'm saying? Going through the system of, you know, going to school. I'm pretty sure Kanye West went to school for clothes. or fashion and design or something like that. The arts, like he actually studied this in school. Not saying that Kai needs to go back to school, but the point is like, just like Kai did with his streaming career, he worked from zero and built it to what it is now. And now he obviously has a bunch of resources, so he can definitely skip steps. But it's like the way he's promoting it, it's like he's trying to convince us that he's like on some Virgil shit. And it's like, okay, bro, can we see the clothes? But again, bro, I get he's pushing the designer image too much. Like, let's see the clothes, let's see the product. And I think Kai shit will be dope, 5 years from now, if he's still going hard, and then he might actually get the respect that it seems that he so desperately wants. Like, he wants the respect from the fashion world. But it's like, bro, like, you got to earn that. And your shit might still be hard as soon as it drops, but you gotta put the work in. The same way you earned your respect in the stream world, you gotta earn it in the fashion world.
Or you might think it sounds good, and then everyone's telling you, like, yo, this is terrible. You spend a couple of months, and you're like, damn, I really suck. And this is after a couple of months. So after a couple of months, you're less confident than you were on day one. And that's like Valley of Despair. I don't know if Kai Cenat's reached that yet, but Kai Cenat's at the point of the top of Mount Stupid. He's there with the clothes. He's there like showing up at Fashion Week. Dog, October. This is what really set me off. Like, this isn't something that he's been doing forever. This is something that he just got into.
Merch internationally?
Like, Bruce drop him off.
The clothing brand I'm making
like,
isn't
Bruce
merch.
Drop him off used to sell clothes. When he was like 16, 17, it was called like Condones, Condones. So he had attempted to like somewhat do like a fashion type of business. So it would make sense if a Bruce, and even a Bruce, isn't going to do something like this. So
but yeah,
the fact that
we should ship
Cenat's out here making a documentary about him learning something that just started in October, and he's putting the stuff out like we care, is so self-centered, like big-headed. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you should do this. I'm not saying he shouldn't document this. He should document this, but keep it to himself. Drop the clothing, and then, but I think this is like a promotional strategy, but this is what Kai Cenat's going to learn, and it's going to be a tough lesson. You want the respect of your clothing to leave your sphere of influence. So the best thing for Kai Cenat's clothing brand to be successful is for somebody who has no idea what the hell Kai Cenat is, or who the hell Kai Cenat is, or what a Vivette is, or what a journal is, or what Italian factory he went to. They just see a clothing item and they're like, damn, that's cool. And someone says like, yo, where'd you get that? They're like, oh, I don't know, I bought it. Well, obviously, like, you would have to go to his store, but like, oh, I just saw it on Instagram and I thought it was cool. And you're like, do you know who Kai Cenat is? That's his brand. He's like, I've heard of that guy. I didn't know it's his brand. But if it's going to be your fans that are buying the clothes and it sells out, because I think it's going to sell out because his fans are going to want to buy it and they're probably going to want to resell it. But then why would you even stop streaming? Because if you just kept streaming, kept doing content, and put out the clothes, they would buy it anyway because they're your fans.
Yeah, I think this is the point I'm trying to make, and I think Sin is explaining it very well. Like, Kai is he's gonna hit a wall, and I think he'll overcome it, because chances are, again, he has all the resources to make an amazing product. So I think the product he drops is gonna be dope. It's gonna be cool. The people that like it are gonna like it. The people that hate it are gonna hate it. But there's gonna be a lot of controversy. People are gonna be like, yo, this shit's expensive. His target audience that watch him stream are gonna be like, Will, what the fuck? We can't afford this shit. And it's gonna be some drama. And he's gonna come to the conclusion that there was really no point in me like dragging it out like this. Like, you're already Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat could have sold this book and it probably would have fucking sold out already, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's cool that he's trying to rebrand, but it's kind of like, why rebrand when, like, is that it? Is he no longer going to be streaming? Is he no longer going to be screaming into the mic? Is he just Mr. Nonchalant cool guy now? Like, yeah, maybe he's matured, but like, bro, I think he's still an entertainer at heart. Like, I just saw that he was in the fucking Scary Movie, the new Scary Movie trailer. Like, bro, he's an entertainer. You're still going to be, fun and goofy and have a good time. So it's like, this isn't really a rebrand. This is kind of like just a rollout. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think he's stupid enough to have unaffordable options. Okay. I hope not, but we'll see.
So seeing this, it's just like this little childish journal. It's so self-centered from what I'm, not self-centered because I don't think like Kai Cenat thinks he's like the hottest thing, but I think he's trying to shortcut everything. And you cannot shortcut greatness. It's impossible. You cannot. Everybody put in their dues. Look at Ye. Ye's been in fashion for, let's just say, his first collaboration. Not only has Ye been into fashion since he was a child himself, which this is something that Kai Cenat just recently picked up 2 to 3 years ago when he started getting money. But Ye's been into this stuff and style since he was a kid. When did he really start having success? Like, the first Yeezy collection didn't even perform that well, like the MSG one, or that was like season 3, I think. But the MSG moment with The Life of Pablo, that collection didn't do that well. It wasn't until like the Gap stuff did well, but it wasn't until maybe like late 20 teens, like 2018, 19, 20, and onward, especially now that he's doing everything on his own. And before that, he had partners. So now he's doing stuff on his own. And it wasn't until now that it started doing well for him. Well, he started off more with shoes because shoes always did well for Ye. But even then, that's 2016. So he's been in the fashion game for well over a decade. And this is Ye, who was more successful in every measure before getting into fashion than Kai Cenat is. And we don't have a Ye documentary about fashion. We don't have Ye showing up. Well, he does share here and there, but he came into it humble. Like, we should have been seeing people catching Kai Cenat working for some Celine designer, handing him coffee. Like a fan is like, yo, Kai Cenat went from streaming Mafiathon 3 and LeBron to collecting coffee for these. That's what we should have saw. Because that's you putting yourself down there and saying, you know what? I got to learn like everybody else. There is no shortcut to this. Like, yeah, you have money, but like people, like we're going to know, money does not buy taste. And also, it would make sense if Kai Cenat partnered with a designer that people respect. Like, it could be a young dude, and that's the guy that's aiding Kai Cenat, and they're working as a team. But for him, like, dog, the guy's like using a freaking sewing machine. This started in October, bro. Like, this is so unreal. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this collection, man. I really cannot, because it's going to sell. It's not, that's not a thing. But are people going to clown this? Are they going to say it's trash? Because fashion is subjective, but you are objectively trash if you've only been doing something for a couple of months. Like, did those people at the Italian factories tell them how long their family's been in this and how long they've been working on design? This is why you got to respect. He needs to get the hell out of Italy. He needs to spend some time in Japan. He needs to spend some time at a omakase where they tell him like, yo, these guys spent years just looking. He needs to watch that documentary actually about the sushi chef. These people spending years just learning about rice, just the rice, how to prepare rice, years of study before they can become a sushi chef. And this guy's talking about putting out a collection and learning this whole fashion thing that he's documented since October. It hasn't even been a full 6 months. It's October 11th is the first date. I'm recording this on March 1st.
Hey, man, again, I'm not mad at Kai maturing. I'm really not mad at anything he's doing, but it definitely does feel like he's trying to earn the respect as this big fashion designer. He's like literally like, guys, look, I'm in the factories. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm a fashion guy now. You know what I mean? Like, okay, bro, it's cool that you're into fashion now. It's cool that you're learning about fashion. And it's cool that you want to like show us this process. But just like anything else in life, like you got to put your 10,000 hours in. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not hating. Like, I'm genuinely excited to see where it goes. But I definitely feel like at this point, he's really trying to push the image. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's pushing an image of a designer who's worked so hard and he's only been doing it for a few months. Now, I'm not discrediting those few months. He's he's been working hard in those few months. And I hope that he continues to work hard and continues to strive in this industry. But it's like, you got to put your hours in, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when do we get the product? When do we get the product? Because at this point, maybe there is no product coming out anytime soon. Maybe all of this goes out the window if he doesn't plan to drop his product for another 3 years, because he's going to take the time to like really perfect this. But then it's like, why would you announce it 3 years in advance? You know? So I think he already has the product. He's just trying to convince us that he's a Kanye level designer or some shit. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? Join the Twitch stream so you never miss a live stream reaction.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look too easy.